Hello, and welcome to The Woo with Amber. In this podcast, we explore the mystical, intuitive, magic, and alternative while bringing it all together with some more grounded tools like mindset work and nervous system regulation to help it all land more deeply in the body. I help people break free from what no longer fits and return to trusting themselves deeply enough to build a life that feels like magic. Through body talk, intuitive guidance, and energy healing, we lean in. We clear stuck patterns, reconnect to our body's wisdom, and open space for ease, clarity, and alignment. I'm your host, Amber, and I'm here for the conversations that bring people back into themselves. And so in today's episode, I have a special guest. Diane is here. She is a sound frequency and energetic healing guide and holistic wellness advocate devoted to helping women awaken their inner healer and reclaim radiant well being. With over 30 years of experience in natural health, nutrition, and energy medicine, she weaves ancient wisdom with modern resonance based tools to support emotional balance, mental clarity, and whole body vitality. Through her sound sanctuary portals, intuitive scrolls, and signature seasonal offerings, Diane gently guides others back to themselves. One breath, one frequency, one remembrance at a time. And I was looking through her human design, and there's definitely some real depth to how Deanne shows up with her ability to really dive deep into a subject, but then also that lived experience. So I'm just so excited to welcome Deanne.
Hi.
Hi, Deanne. I am so curious. How did you get into all this? What is your woo story? How did you start looking at things in a more, I guess, alternative way?
Well, I would have to say I don't think I'm the only one that, had this big event that happened in my life. So that kind of changed the course of everything. So we're gonna have to go back 30 years when you were like a baby. And yeah, 30 years ago, I was given a diagnosis of stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. And I was basically told at the time that they had no treatment for me to offer, no radiation, no chemo, nothing. And I was basically sent home saying that you have about 5 years to live, and sorry, there's nothing we can do for you.
Ooh.
So at the
Obviously,
time,
yeah,
yeah,
obviously that's a did not come true, but like that is a tough message to receive.
oh, it was devastating, obviously. And I had 5 children under 10 years old at the time. My youngest daughter was 1. So as I often say, as devastating a prognosis this all was, and the picture of the future was, um, dying was not an option for me. It just was not an option. So I cried for a week, but after that week, I looked at my children and I'm saying, I'm going to find a way to stay alive. I'm going to beat this, and something wonderful is going to come out of this. So deep dive into the research of, and that's when I discovered the wonderful world of alternative medicine and modalities and everything that's just this whole new world that just came up. And that's what I did. I changed my diet, changed my lifestyle, started taking supplements and a whole bunch of different things. And it gave my body the opportunity and the chance to do what our bodies are meant to do, and it's to heal itself and keep us healthy. So that's exactly what happened. So that started my, okay, if I can heal myself, or my body can heal itself, and this was like a new revelation for me. If I do more diving into that, then maybe I can help other people, because as we know, there's, cancer is everywhere. And there's all kinds of other diseases out there that are very much preventable now or have always been, but it's been proven now.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what started my journey as to where I'm at today.
So how from the time you started to switch your like your eating and your just your daily routine, when was it that you learned that you were cancer free or your body was able to heal itself? Like what was the timeline from when you originally were diagnosed to when you were given a clean bill of health?
Okay, so I was never given a clean bill of health per
Okay.
se, but okay, so let's just give you a little bit of a timeline here. The last I went to see the oncologist. That's when he just said, there's nothing we can do for you. Come back in 6 weeks.
Hmm.
So 3 weeks into that, I had already started doing the research and started, changing my lifestyle. Like the lifestyle was basically I became vegan for like whole 3 years. I
Oh,
just
wow.
I was
Okay.
vegan for 3 years. Lifestyle and adding all these supplements and that tea that is made, excuse me, a whole bunch of roots. Hang a second.
Mhm.
So what I did, like I said, I started that 3 weeks in. So during those last 3 weeks, that's when I was doing all this lifestyle change and everything. So going to my oncologist appointment 6 weeks after the first diagnosis and 3 weeks into my lifestyle change,
Mhm.
um, when I got there, like I had lymph nodes that were swollen everywhere. I mean, it was just like all over my body.
Mhm.
And they had shrunk by a third
Oh,
already, just within 3 weeks. And
that's
then my spleen, which is, like usually it's hidden under the left side of the rib cage.
mhm.
At the time, originally, it was so enlarged that he could feel it.
Oh my goodness.
He couldn't feel it anymore after 3 weeks
Ooh.
of only doing that. So I
Mhm.
knew at that point that I was on the right road and whatever I was doing was working.
Oh my goodness. How did you even come to the idea of like eating vegan? Is it something that was like already in your awareness, or was it you just did some research and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna give this a try. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just research and put it this way, looking back, like at the time, I really had no idea what I was doing. I mean, it was just like, okay, I need to survive here. I need, and looking back, I'm like, okay, I was listening to my instinct, to my inner voice, and I
Yeah.
was allowing my body, my subconscious, my inner voice to guide me. And that's basically what it was. And then listening to my body, like I said, and yeah, it healed itself. So
Oh my goodness. That is so amazing. And I guess yes, so you've never been given like, oh, you're free of cancer, but you are obviously beating the original diagnosis of like you're gonna buy your time until your life is over and you're like, well, maybe I won't. Maybe that isn't how my story ends.
well, I'm planning on living till I'm at least 120, so I'm halfway
Oh
there.
God. Oh, I love that. Oh, what was it? Sea turtles or something live to like 150 or 170. So you're just embodying sea turtle energy.
That's right.
Oh, very cool. Okay, so it sounds like, yeah, it was like your body was responding so quickly to these, and I love that because it makes me think of like when it comes to what works for everyone, it's usually not that there's one size fits all. I mean, that's why there's so many different types of modalities and practitioners, and really cool that you're able, because that's my big thing is like listen to what your inner voice is guiding you to. Because for you, it was vegan. And then I have like people I know where it's like carnivore was the thing that saved them, which is like a total opposite end of the spectrum. And
Yeah.
so interesting. But I love that you listen to your body and you're like, no, no, like this feels right. And then like to have that instant confirmation with your body shifting. Yes, I love that. So where did it take you from there? So obviously, all of a sudden, you're like, okay, I'm listening to my instincts a little bit more. I'm listening to my inner voice. Where did it take you next? So you were like vegan and more supplements, and your lymphs were all calming down, which, like, thinking about, like, yeah, the inflammation or the like what like the lymphatic system is supposed to be like processing, and obviously it was just so overloaded it wasn't able to do so. So yeah, what came next on your journey?
Yeah, because like prior to my diagnosis, which I had no idea that I had that I was dealing with cancer whatsoever. When I ended up at the oncologist, it was like that's another story, but I had no idea I was sick. It was a total shock to me. So that's why it's like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So realizing that, like I said, changing my diet and changing my lifestyle and everything I was doing was healing me, then I'm like, okay, so it was just like, oh, this is my passion. This is what I want to do. This, I want to, tell everybody. I want to spread the word and I want to just share that information with other people. So that's when I decided to really do a deeper dive into, health and nutrition. And I got a certification as a holistic health coach.
Mm,
And, I got other certifications along the way. And yeah, like I said, it's been 30 years. So things have shifted through the years,
yeah.
which is where I'm at now. I'm doing, sound healing and frequencies and I just love that. So, but yeah, it's been a journey, but it's been a wonderful journey. And like I said, there's been changes and tweaks and okay, let's and discover this and discover that. And it's like there is so much. I mean, I could spend 10 lifetimes studying herbalism and which I also love, and all the different modalities like Reiki and all that. And it wouldn't be enough. So
Oh, that makes like I love that. And it also makes sense. Like your human design, you have a very active energy in your human design. So you are meant to be experiencing it and doing it and like living it. I'm mine is more passive, so I meant to like observe more and like just like passively experience it, but you are really meant to be yeah, in it and living all of it. And it sounds like you have lived a lot of different alternative modality lives already. And how did you end up really loving frequency and sound healing? Like, what led you to this current offering that you hold space with?
I'm gonna say probably 10 years ago or close to that, I was introduced to one of the machines that has the um Rife kind of technology. Like
Okay.
it's frequencies. You'd have to know who Rife is. Like it's a person.
Okay.
And then if Tesla, Nikola Tesla, he's all
Yeah.
about frequencies and so I was introduced to this device that was sending frequencies. And if you know a bit about quantum physics and quantum entanglement and like everything is connected and yeah, so that's kind of how I got introduced to frequencies. And I just started learning more and figuring out more. And
Yeah.
then sound was kind of part of that specific device. So, and that really piqued my interest as well, because I mean, I love music. And if you, the beauty of this too is that like every single culture around the world has music and dance. And I mean, you look at a baby and, you put music on and they'll start bouncing. And it's just, to me, it's part of our DNA, sound and music. And so it was kind of a natural way, a natural bridge, I guess, for me to just,
Combine the two.
yeah.
Yeah, so in your offering, is it like there's frequencies and then sound on top that you combine together?
What I do now is I use the the sounds, whatever, and it's all personalized really because like if a person like some people love the sound of uh, a brook like
Mhm,
water,
mhm.
and some
Yeah.
people love the sound of the ocean and or nature. Like for me, waking up in the morning, I spend 10 minutes, like I've recorded that 10-minute recording, and it's just birds
Ooh,
chirping. And there's what I do is behind the sound, I will layer tones.
ooh, I love that.
So
Yeah.
with that one, with that 10-minute one, I have the 432 hertz in the background. You can't hear it, but
Yeah.
it's there. So,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what I do depending on what the person needs. I will layer tones in behind the soundscape. So,
Ooh, cool. Okay, so for listeners that don't know, I think a lot of people know, but what is the concept between that specific hertz? Like, I know what I think I know, but I'd love to hear what 432 represents in terms of like a frequency.
well, 432 is like if you listen to any music, and maybe like it's been changed a bit, but everything, all instruments used to be, and I'm going to say used to be because some of them not anymore, but they used to be, that used to be 432 was the frequency that all the instruments were tuned to.
Okay.
A lot of them now are tuned to 440, and 432 is the very, very close to what the energy of the earth is, like the pulse of the
Mm,
earth.
okay.
So
Yes, because I've heard it's like abundance, but
mhm,
interesting
that too.
because I didn't hear that before, that it was like, yeah, the similar frequency to the earth. So it's kind of like giving you a hug from Mother Earth.
Yeah.
Do you always just put 432 or do you change the frequency depending on, yeah.
Yeah, no, I change it up all the time. Like on my YouTube channel, I have multiple soundscapes, and 432 is on some of them, but I have all kinds of different frequencies that I use depending on what my goal is, because different frequencies will help with different things. Like if you're looking at the brain, like if you know the theta state, and then there's the alpha and beta and gamma. So these way that like they're different frequencies.
Hmm.
So
So you said are you like, I've been under the understanding that theta is usually that one where our subconscious, where we're in that state of like really being able to reprogram things. Is that typically what you would set it to if you were working with the brain, for example? Or is there reasons to do like the different levels that are available?
the theta is kind of like this frequency where we're kind of half awake, half asleep. It's like if you're going into, if you like meditation, it's kind of a really deep meditation. And it's kind of the state where I'm going to say, like children from 0 to 7 or 8 are kind of, because they're little sponges, right? They absorb everything and just
Yeah.
everything. So that's kind of that state. And then alpha would be just above that if you want. And that's when um, you're not, you're awake. And then beta is, but yeah,
Hmm.
that's, like I said, all different frequencies. And it's just,
It just depends what you think would be supportive for whatever the person is coming in
yeah.
needing support with.
For example, like someone who, and I'm not a scientist here, so this is this is just, educational purposes here, absolutely. But like if when there are people that are on the autistic spectrum, on the spectrum, that will do well listening to theta tones,
Hmm.
hertz, and some other will do better if it's in the alpha, because like a friend of mine, her son is autistic, and although he's verbal, but he's not, like for him listening to theta probably, and I'm saying probably because I'm not, but he would probably be better for him to listen to something that has alpha, not theta. because theta is
Okay.
kind of the state where a lot of autistic people kind of stay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like my again, also not a scientist, limited understanding with autism is that there is it's almost like they need support being more grounded into this 3D reality. They're
yeah,
really good at being in the like the kind of in between the dreamland and the 3D. What they need help with is coming into the 3D and have being able to like, yeah, safely land in this
yeah,
reality.
that's where the alpha tones would be a good
Yeah.
idea. So
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, really cool. Um, do you have any stories of like wild transformations with using sound healing or any stories that you want to share, just even in your own journey with using sound healing?
um big huge transformations, no, I can't say that I can think of any. I mean most people, they don't, like, if you look at this is not something I've personally experienced, but you may have seen this. I mean, or heard these stories of people that have dementia or Alzheimer's, and it's not necessarily tones, but just going back to what I was saying earlier, like they listen to music, and it's gonna bring them back to, a time when that specific song or whatever was really meaningful to them. And
Yeah.
it's like they're awake, they're coming back to life for like even just a moment,
Hmm.
like that you can see it in their eyes. And um I've seen also videos where this lady was, again, she had dementia, and they sat her down at a piano, and she just started playing
Oh, wow.
as like she did when she was younger. And that's the beauty of music. And obviously there are tones in there, so it's, yeah,
Hmm.
I just love sound and music, and just, yeah.
Ooh, I love it all. So cool. So obviously you're using it with for yourself and for your clients. Do you have on YouTube, you have like different tracks and then you obviously make custom ones. Do you have it where people come for a session with you and you like just hold space and just let the music flow with them? Or is it typically that you just like, here, I created this track for you based on what you've been saying that you're looking to navigate or have some support with?
Yeah, it's a bit of everything. Like I mentioned, I have my YouTube channel. People can go on there. I have a few of them that are unlisted, that I'm just kind of just seeing if there's specific people that will need those ones, because it's not
Mhm.
necessarily for everybody. What I also have is I have what I call my sound sanctuary, which I have different portals on there. I have like 18 of them, and the first nine are specifically to be experienced like one after the other.
Okay.
And then that will
That's cool.
usually, that's usually like, will usually take people to like a different, because every portal, every like it has different sounds and different tones. So it's kind of taking you through a journey of self-discovery or rediscovery or remembering, and it's bringing you back to remembering your inner voice and who you are, and who you were meant to be when you came here. And what I love about sound too is that there could be hidden traumas, or hidden things that we don't remember, or that we've kind of blocked away, or there could be emotional blocks that we're not aware of, or trauma that happened, in the womb, or ancestral trauma or whatever. And with these different portals, and or any sound that has tones in the background, um, you don't have to relive any of that. Like the music and the tones and everything is just gonna kind of deal with it, if you want, without having for you to relive the trauma. So that's
Yeah.
that's the beauty of this.
Yeah, it kind of like vibrates the energy through and it doesn't have to stay stuck in your body. It's such
Yeah.
a gentle way to, yeah, do some really deep healing work.
Yeah, and sometimes like I had one client that she went through the all nine portals, and the things that she was sharing with me was like incredible. Like she bursted, you know, with in tears, and just listening to the music, like there's I wasn't speaking, or I mean I do part of it, but there's like a whole 9 minutes that is just listening.
Mhm.
And just because the other thing that I also use a lot in my in those portals is breath, because breathing is important. So, and when you're focusing on your breath, it's easier also to do it, to be in a meditative state. But yeah, it's just like some of, like I said, some of the things that she was sharing with me was like incredible. And she finished all nine portals. And like I said, it's kind of one of those that has to be experienced one at a time, because the last one is kind of bringing you back, like circle, and bringing you back to joy, and experiencing joy. So,
Ooh, that sounds so intriguing. Ah, that sounds really cool. Yeah, and I love that there's simplicity in it. Like I'm really a big fan, or the more that I do this intuitive work is like how powerful it is to just like make it simple. Make it that she's just listening to a frequency and then trusting that her body knows, her inner voice knows how to guide her through the experience and you just create the container.
yeah, yeah. No, and that's the beauty of this too, is that it doesn't have to be complicated. It's just the simple things sometimes that will just really truly make a huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that. I love that giving permission for it to be simple and it to be, you don't have to, yeah. I mean, you might still cry 1,000 tears, but you don't need to like that's definitely a piece where do we actually need to relive the trauma to move it through our systems? We
No,
can,
it releases it. I mean, yes, you're releasing the tears because it's emotional, but you're not having to really know why it is that you're crying. It's just or you're laughing, or you're dancing, or I mean, it doesn't have to be just tears, but sometimes it's tears of joy too.
yeah,
But whatever it is that your body is feeling, that's the one thing that I encourage people, is that whatever it is that you're feeling, that you're needing to do, whether it is swaying, or tears flowing, or whatever, feel your emotions. Just really sit there and feel them. And
yeah,
that's how they get released.
yeah, and such a safe container, like sound. I feel like what a safe way to allow that energy to move.
Yeah, and you're not in some, office or anything. You can be wherever you feel safe. You can be in bed. You can be sitting with your pets. Another thing too, that this one customer, this one client was sharing with me, is that like I mentioned earlier, there's some of my soundscapes that are on YouTube that are unlisted, and I've given her access to one of them. And she was saying, like, she doesn't have, her kids are grown, but she has fur babies, and she was saying that her fur babies really love that
Oh,
one soundscape. They're always sitting beside her, and they're just like in their happy place. I'm like, I love that. So it's not just humans.
yeah.
Animals also benefit, obviously. So that's
Oh,
awesome.
what was
Yeah.
what's that one? Like, what's the frequency or what is it supporting when they listen to it?
I'd have to look back. I'm not sure which one she was referring, because she's got access to pretty well everything I have. So
Okay. But there's definitely one that the
yeah,
dogs, fur babies are like, yes, we love
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Oh, very nice. Well, it's been so great talking to you. Is there anything else you feel like sharing or diving into before we finish out our conversation for today?
Just reminding people that, like, remembering, and I do say remembering because it's there. Like, it's just a matter of silencing our little ego up here, and just remembering to listen to our inner voice, or instinct, or whatever you want to call it, and really trusting it, and trusting. the universe, and just because, yeah, when we do that, it's just like I said, my original story, I knew that I was going to be fine, and I trusted, my instinct, and I trusted the universe that this
Yeah.
was going to happen. And from that, I everything always works out, and that's my belief. So yes.
Oh man, how did you get to that place where you just deeply trusted with like outside of you logically it was like saying something different, but like yeah, just so wild how you came to that place where you trusted so deeply. Is there anything you can remember when you think back that helped you to really trust so deeply, or it just you just knew. You just knew.
Innately, I guess, but it's something that we all have. Like I said, just quiet the ego, quiet that little chattering, and
Hmm.
just sit, and yeah, I mean, I've my oldest daughter, she's heard me say this many, many times. I've not, told her to do anything, but because of what I do and what I've done, and she's been listening to me, so she does that too.
Hmm.
So
I love it.
yeah,
And yeah, look at the magic that you can create when you listen to that. What seems to be maybe illogical, like someone else is giving you a very different story, but like choosing to trust within. That's so powerful.
it is.
Mm. All right, Deanne, where can people find you if they want more of you? Because I'm sure they will.
Yeah, so I have my YouTube channel, it's called At Healing with Diane. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Substack. I have my own, although it's kind of a really simple website, but I do have one. It's just on Canva, and it's Diane, like my first name, Diane, and my last name, Langlois.ca. So it's,
Okay,
yeah.
beautiful. And is there anything that you would suggest, like a gift or any way that people could get to know you better?
I have, like I said, I have a lot of soundscapes on my YouTube channel. My podcast is on there as well, so people can see who I'm talking with, and I look forward to talking to you there soon.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's many, many ways. And if you listen to, or if you even if you don't want to listen to, I give away a lot. That's probably my biggest thing, is like, like I give away a lot of things. So there's um tea ritual that I give, if you're looking at the podcast, and there's so much that, yeah,
Beautiful.
just reach out, and yeah, more than
You'll find
happy to.
something, yeah, guide them to something that would resonate. So I love that.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much for being here, lady. And I am so grateful that you listened to your inner voice, you listened to your inner wisdom, and you said, no, that doesn't sound right. I know, I know better. So deeply grateful you are here. And yeah, if you want more of Deanne, obviously, I will add some links to the show notes so you can easily find her there. And I guess until next time, may something intuitive and magical flow to you today. Bye for now.